Thanks again for joining me today on our financial information session. So, today I'm going to be sharing with you a really cool tool that may help with home ownership. And we know this is a huge topic today. Maybe you are discussing it or you're talking about it with your children or your grandchildren, and always a conversation comes, how can we afford it today? So, I'm sure that sharing any information or tools that may be helpful would be appreciated. So this tool is not well known, and that's the reason why I want to bring this information to you today, and we will go through some scenarios. So right now, for example, say you are looking for a home in a particular neighborhood or a particular city or town. Maybe it's yourself or your child or a grandchild, but there's nothing really affordable for them. So, for example, say you are approved for $750,000 of a purchase price, but everything's around 800,000 or more, except for maybe a fixer upper. Now, the problem with fixer uppers is they can be great first time buys, but you need the money to fix it up. So where do you get it from? If you need another 30, 40, 50,000 on top of your down payment, how is it possible to fix up that home and also pay your mortgage? So there's a really cool tool. It's called a Purchase Plus Mortgage, and we'll look at how you can incorporate those costs in your mortgage so you stay within the budget, so the pre-approved amount that you're approved for, you get the money to do the renovations, and then after the home closes, you're only paying the mortgage and you don't pay mortgage plus debt you may have to incur and to make those changes. And I think that's really important nowadays that we'd love to own a home, but we also have to make sure that it is affordable. So let's go through this scenario. So you see beside me here, I've put together a bit of a scenario with some numbers. Now we talked about being pre-approved for 750,000. That would be the purchase price. But in looking in the neighborhood or town that you're looking at, you really can't find anything. So what you may have to do is maybe look at a bit of a fixer-upper, but as we talked about, maybe you don't have those extra funds to fix the home. So what you can do is let's talk about incorporating that into the mortgage. So you go into a home and it kind of needs some work. So for example, I've used in this illustration that it needs some kitchen work and it needs some roof work. And if you have some contractors come with you, they would say it's about $50,000 to do both of these jobs. So you ask them for a quote, then you can put an offer in this place of say 700,000 because you're pre-approved for 750,000. Then we would take that offer and the amounts, so the contract amounts that you were given, the quotes, and we would submit that to the lender. And then the lender would review it, and the lender may say, okay, we like these quotes. We see that the value is there to improve the value of the home. And so they will consider lending on a new value of 750,000. So now you can have a mortgage on 750,000 instead of 700,000. And by doing so, it can increase the mortgage. Now, you're not going outside your budget because you were already pre-approved for 750. And the price of the home with the cost of what needs to be done is a total new value of 750. The only difference is that if you were to buy this home on the original price of 700 and pay for some of the updates later, then your mortgage amount would only be 655,000. And remember that you need money for a down payment. So down payment amount on a $750,000 home would be 50,000, and that's the minimum. I'm just using a minimum amount in this example. And what you have is 5% on the first 500,000 and 10% on the remaining. Now, the difference between a down payment for 655,000 and 700,000 is only a difference of a little under $10,000. So it still doesn't give you quite enough of that $50,000 that you need. So by using this really cool tool, what it does is, if we look kind of here, I've summarized it for you. It incorporates the cost into your mortgage. The updates have been completed, and usually you complete them within 30 to 90 days of taking over the ownership of the home. The house has increased in value. Remember, the value of your house now has increased because the roof is done and the kitchen is done. And it's off your to-do list, and you don't have to worry about finding funds to pay for it. And that is somewhat key because when we own a home and we pay a mortgage payment and our property taxes and our utilities and insurance, that's already a great expense. And if you had to pay some other debt on top of that, a debt payment, then the home that you actually loved is not going to be so lovely anymore in a few months because it becomes a financial strain to you. So, in a situation like this, you're still within your budget. You've still been pre-approved for 750,000. You're not going beyond that, so it is affordable to you based on all the numbers of your income and what you have, and then you can enjoy the house. And then what happens is, for the next, say, 3 to 5 years, you save money for the next update that you'd like to do, but you're not borrowing for that update. You want to save, and then this way there would be no financial strain on you. And that's why I love sharing this product, because it allows people to get into the market in a home that needs some work and gets it done. The updates that need to be done get done, and it is a home that they can enjoy, and then they can update it slowly along the way. Now, I had in here a kitchen and roof as an update, for example, but there could be many more. Maybe it's electrical, maybe it's flooring, whatever it may be. There's a long list. So that's something you can talk about whoever's doing your mortgage, whoever you're doing your mortgage with, about what your options are. The big thing is that you have to have a contractor come and do some of those quotes for you. But again, it's a great solution to buy a home and then you're within your budget. So I hope this tool will be very helpful and practical for you, or maybe your child or grandchildren, whoever is looking for a home, and it just help you get into the housing market that you may be longing to get into. Anyways, until next time.